Hey guys, Colorful Commentary here, and in today's video, we're going to be continuing with our series Role Models, and looking at the stunning ladies that are going to be taking part in the Black Tape project. So without any further ado, let's get into it. And as you can see guys, the lady comes out, and she comes out strong. The cameraman is slowly working in, getting a good close-up. I mean, when you look at it guys, I'm getting the sense of silicon being there. I mean, she's got don't get me wrong guys, she's got an amazing body. I mean, you can tell she really takes care of herself, you know? And something that all young ladies should look up to. Her attire is very appealing, and I could say, the only thing I could say about this attire is that you can tell she's very confident, you know? She's not ashamed of what she's doing, and she's definitely proud of what she's putting out there. And she's a very attractive woman as well. You can tell that she's trying to maintain that focus. She's trying to stay focused, you know, especially when you've got all these eyes on you and all this attention on you, you know. And I know that in this day and age, attention is currency. And by looking at this lady and the way she's holding her form and her posture, it's amazing. And the other thing I want to note is that this guy has probably got one of the best jobs in the world. Many men would probably love to have the job that he has, but I think what we fail to understand is that there's a lot of artistry and a lot of artistic talent that you have to have in order to be able to do this job. Now, I for one would work very hard in order to be able to develop the skills to be able to take part in these particular projects, you know, because to me it seems like it's the type of stuff that, you know, changes people's lives. It's the type of stuff that will make the world a better place, in my opinion. I mean, if your country took part in the Black Tape project, then I think the world would be a better place, guys, you know. But that's just my 2 cents, because as you can see, the lady is maintaining her form. She's keeping her figure straight, and it's kind of like, if you think about it, like in the old-fashioned days, like the guy, oh, look at the way he just comes under her like that, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of guys who would have a lot of difficulty trying to maintain their like, how would I say this, their composure in a situation like that. I'm pretty sure you'd probably lose your composure, and you'd probably just, you know, let everything just kind of just completely just spill out. And that's completely understandable, guys, you know, because in a situation like that, you have to be maintained, you have to keep your focus and stay completely in tune with what you're doing. And that guy is measuring her up properly. The way he's just moving to the contours of her body, that doesn't happen easily, guys. And the way his hands just go right under there, I'm pretty sure if some of us were to do that without proper training, you know, without the ability to be able to get to know these ladies on that deeper level, we wouldn't be able to actually do this work as efficiently as this guy is, you know what I mean? I mean, you can tell that he is really in tune with her, and she's in tune with him, and it takes a lot of trust from both sides in order to be able to do this, guys. Just look at the way that he's actually just holding her up like that. Like he's obviously trying to make sure that, you know, there's nothing dodgy going on. He's trying to be as professional as possible, and that's very difficult, guys. In a situation like this, it's very hard. And the way that she's just comfortable with him and letting him do that, you know, like, and letting him actually work those angles, you know what I mean? And just those like tight little angles as well. I mean, most men would lose their composure, you know? Most men wouldn't be able to stay in the kitchen, you know, because it'd get way too hot. And I don't blame them. This is one of those really testy situations, you know, because all of us probably want to go in there and go in deep, you know, just trying to freaking sort this out. But this guy, he's maintaining his composure. The way he's holding on to her like that, that touch is also giving her that trust, and the way that she follows his lead, that's extremely important, guys. As you can see, that he's really working on her, trying to bring out the best out of her. But I think she's also doing an amazing job of bringing the best out of this particular design. And the sunglasses are also an important part as well, guys, because the last thing you want is to be distracted, you know, from the main goal at hand. It's extremely important that you maintain your focus, and sunglasses are a great way, especially if you're bird watching, guys. For all you guys, the veterans out there, you know what I'm talking about, because it's very easy to kind of get lost in the sauce in a situation like this. You want to make sure that you keep your eyes on the prize, you know? And there's a lot to keep your eyes on the prize for, don't get me wrong. And this guy, the guy that's taping her up, the artist, however you want to call it, is doing an amazing job. The cameraman is also doing an amazing job catching a view, and like, you can tell that this girl has got a great future ahead of her, but also a bright future behind her, you know what I mean? It's a shame that, unlike the other role model shows that we've done, that the ladies are able to oil themselves up. But I think that would cause major problems in terms of the black tape, you know, being able to stick onto the body, because you've got oil, which would probably cause issues in terms of the stickiness, right? I mean, there's other ways you could probably stick that oil on in terms of like being able to maintain the stickiness. And most of us, if we started doing this job from scratch, we'd probably have the ability to be able to create that type of glue. But that would only happen if we were to lose our composure, guys. I mean, that's the only way that this could possibly happen. And again, what I admire is that, like, even in a dark room like this lady is able to maintain a composure. The way she turns around, I mean, she's someone that I could watch for hours. And the way that she struts her stuff, I mean, if only ladies, like, you know, focused on having attire like this every day, like, you know, trying to wear clothes like this once in a while, I'm pretty sure men would really appreciate what they have to offer. We've got another beautiful lady over here showing us exactly what she's made of. I mean, you can tell she's natural, guys, in the way she's coming off. And her, it seems to be some sort of malfunction. It's coming off. But to be honest with you, I'm not complaining. I mean, this type of black tape projects, they can be quite intense in terms of being able to maintain your composure. I mean, she was way too hot for that tape. And we've got another lady coming in right now. Another amazing attire. Now you can tell that she's a natural as well. Got a stunning body, beautiful face. You know, a little bit too much. I sense a tinge of Botox. And I'm talking, especially in relation to her lips. And I'm talking about her lips upstairs, by the way, guys. Great future behind her as well. And another interesting choice of attire. I'm a big fan of these type of, especially attire of this nature, because it really brings out her fullness of her body, her character, and she's got this look of strength in her face, of confidence, you know. And she's also got a bright future behind her, guys. Great future behind her, and she's not afraid to show it. And you've got another stunning lady coming through, guys. Now this one's a bit of an interesting one because you can kind of see, unlike the others, which have kind of been more central, this one's kind of shown us a little bit more of a gap, somewhere to put your hands, you know what I mean? Just when you want to rest after a while, you know, because you can get kind of exhausted with these ladies, and you can tell that you would probably get exhausted really fast. And she's got a great future behind her as well. Not as much work as in the back there as I was expecting, guys, but I'm not complaining because I like the way that the cameraman in this show is doing an amazing job of making sure that he's capturing them from the front, the back, and the side, because it gives us more of a perspective of what these ladies are actually working with and what they're capable of. Another amazing lady, a lot of tattoos around her, interesting, and a great physique as well. I'm pretty sure there'd be tons of guys who'd probably want to be getting behind her. Great long hair, definitely great for pulling on, especially if you're you know, giving her support from the back. Another amazing attire. This lady's keeping it in place, and you can tell that she's got an amazing body behind her too. Could do a bit more squats if I'm being honest, but still stunning nonetheless. Now I've got something a little more interesting. More on the top, and everything in the middle is kind of left like a blank canvas. It's kind of like a minimalistic type of perspective or approach in relation to the artwork that we're seeing. But I'm not complaining, guys. I mean, it's an amazing job, and the attire looks amazing as well. You know, something like out of Avatar almost, in the way that they cover up. Now I've got a lady over here who's covering up. Ooh, I wonder what she has under those covers. I think we're about to see, guys. She'd really like to build up that mystery. You know, woman, life, freedom. I couldn't agree more, guys. I could not agree more. That's damn right. Woman, life, and freedom. You can tell by the look on her face, she's stunning and brave. Stop executions and run. I can support that, guys, for sure. This is a throwback to the lady that had her hijab, that wasn't wearing a hijab in Iran, that got beaten to death by the police officers, which led to a mass revolt and uprising. And one of the things you got to understand about Iran is, for a country in the Middle East, people probably have faults, you know, who don't know much about them. They're actually quite, from a political sense, their youth and as a country, they're actually quite politically outspoken and do tend to be quite out there. So when I saw that was quite surprising. But I mean, I really agree with the message, and I agree with her attire. As we move on to this lady who's got an amazing body as well. Really brings out the figure, and she's got a bit of a spikiness to her attire as well, which is really creative, guys, and it gets to show us that she's a rose with a lot of thorns, who's probably just as freaky as well. And another beautiful lady over here, amazing attire, by the way. The way that she's covering up is perfect, because she's showing us exactly what she's made of. And like I said, guys, I mean, you can see like the dimples over there as well. I mean, it'd be a lot more better. I mean, you could make a lot of waves, I would assume, with this particular lady, especially if you've got like the right type of like body oil on her as well. Just, you know, the only problem is that the tape might not stick on for that long. We've got this lady over here who's kind of got like some sort of like Addams Family type of vibe to her, with the eyeliners and everything. And but take nothing away from her, she's got an amazing body. She really takes care of herself, and she's really showing us what it means to be a role model, guys, as she leaves and another one enters. And again, the Black Tape Project is an opportunity for to kind of have women showing how empowered they are, you know, how stunning and brave they are, you know, just how far they've come, you know, where they can come onto a stage and show us exactly what they're made of. And as a man who appreciates what they're doing and this courage and the strength that it has, I appreciate everything that they're doing so far. As you can see, this lady is a natural, and I'm a big fan. I mean, I'd love to see the rest of that tattoo, especially from the back, you know what I mean? Now this is an interesting one. Unlike the others, this one's a very slender model, but take nothing away, her attire is amazing, especially the contrast of the colors, the black and blue, as she walks away. And now we've got another lady coming up here as well. I think we've seen this one before, maybe we haven't, but she looks gorgeous. She looks stunning and beautiful. As you see her turn around, giving us exactly a shot of what we want to see as she walks away. Could do a bit more squats, but hey, I'm not complaining. I'm pretty sure if we were given the opportunity to examine her on a deeper level or get to know her on a deeper level, we wouldn't pass that opportunity up. Now this one's wearing shades, trying to be mysterious. You can see she's very slender, but take nothing away, the attire looks amazing on her, regardless of how her physique is. I mean, even with this one right here, now this is something that I would say would be one of my favorites so far, guys. You know, definitely a winner. I mean, I get the sense that there's a bit of silicone going on that canvas. There's a bit of silicone, but I'm not going to say that I'm not a fan of that particular attire. I'm loving it. It looks amazing on her. I would love to be able to get these skills to be able to put that type of that type of tape on her in order to kind of bring out her inner beauty. Now I've got this lady coming forward, and she is stunning, guys. You know, and she's also got the tan lines, and she kind of gives me this Brazilian vibe. Got a great future behind her, a silicone and a bit. I think she's got something under her chest as well. Probably a bit too much silicone for my liking, but hey, I mean they still feel just as nice, guys. If you've had the opportunity to examine what they are like. And now you've got another lady coming up with that great one leaving. Natural again, stunning, gorgeous, beautiful lady, and you can tell she loves to get down, and the way she dances, very, very expressive as she walks away, and she's got this confidence behind her. Got this beautiful lady coming up, great natural body, turns around, a lot of confidence, kind of has this sleepy look in her eyes, the doughy look in her eyes, but take nothing away from her. She's showing us exactly what she's made of. She's no slouch. Don't ever take her for that. Another amazing lady as well. You can tell that this one's got a very, very thick figure on her as well. I appreciate the way she looks. She's got beautiful eyes as well, guys, showing you exactly what she's made of. She's got eyes that kind of, you should probably look straight through you if you weren't, you know what I mean? That's the type of eyes that she had. As we move on to the next model, who's definitely a contrast to her, and being very slender, but take nothing away. She's got an amazing body, and again, I'm a stickler for squats, and I believe that they bring out the best in a person, especially in terms of their building their lower body strength and all that. But all that aside, I can tell you with this lady over here, great physique. She's very confident, guys. A little smug, I might say, as well. She's got this serious look in her. She knows what she wants, and she knows what she's after. So you can tell by the way she's walking, she's extremely confident as well. Like she dominates the catwalk. And you've got this lady over here. Now she's a bit more relaxed, you know. She's just letting things just hang. And as a fan of this black tape project, I completely agree with her approach. You know, just the way that she's just very casual and mellow. You can tell that things would be just real smooth with her. You know, and I expect that in all aspects. You know, upstairs, downstairs. You know, definitely smooth. And we've got another lady over here. This outfit is very interesting because it's like, especially the way that the stripes come in. I could tell that probably took a long time to design that and make that up. As we kind of transition from a black tape project to a white tape project, and I can tell you that this looks really stunning, guys. You know, again, it's a contrast to the outfit that the lady had before. As she's showing us exactly what she's made of, and I am one happy camper. She's a very talented lady, I can tell you that. And again, we see this beautiful, stunning lady come through again, and I've seen, we've seen iterations of this outfit before, similar, with the lady that came before with a slender body, and now with this gold one. And take nothing away, they both look stunning, and I'm not complaining. I think this is amazing. Now, this lady's got a very slow walk to her. She's got this, and the way that everything just hangs off her is amazing, guys. And the other difference is that I've noticed that she's oiled up, and it's almost like an assassin-like type of prey-like type of walk, where she knows that she's got the W, if that makes sense. And we've got another lady over here who's completely covered up, you know, trying to pay homage to all those Christians out there with a cross. She's got this look of like, where she's almost looks like she's daring you to do something. And I'm pretty sure most of us guys out there would love to do those things, you know, in all sorts of positions, you know, in all sorts of, like, you know, places as well. Like you can guarantee that, you know, that look of that daring people to kind of come in and see what they're made of, like that's just an invitation for great things to happen, guys. So definitely a big fan of that girl already. And this lady over here gives us a quick show of what she's made of. But having that said, guys, now we're seeing a roundup of all the ladies in here, and you can tell that these ladies have got a lot of talent, guys, you know, a lot of potential. As we kind of move past the first part of the show, and now we're seeing the second part. So now we're seeing this artist. Now this guy is obviously covering up with a hoodie, and Obviously you can see one of his eyes, but I would prefer to have sunglasses because, like I said, guys, you know, if you're bird watching, the last thing you want is to lose your focus. You know, you want to make sure that your eyes are hidden, so that way you can kind of focus and like close everything else out, close out everything else, you know. Now this model, again, the artwork on her is something else. I mean, it just brings another dimension, another level to this to the artwork that she has on right now. And you can tell by the look on her face, oh, he's tying her up with blinds. Oh, this is very interesting. Some would say this is almost 50 Shades Grey-esque in a sense because of the way that she's being tied up, but you can tell that she's putting a lot of faith and trust in him, you know what I mean? And that can only happen when you're in tune with your inner star player, as this guy is, you know. And like I said before, a lot of guys out there would probably be saying that this guy's got the dream job, you know. But going back to that lady and the artwork that she has, I mean, if she had just, because we've already seen a lady with oil applied to her, and you know, bringing that glistening feature out, and really adding more of a, like, you know, more to the actual show itself. I think with her tattoos, if you had oil on it, it would really bring out the colors in the tattoos as well, and it would give the crowd a lot more to see, and it would also bring out a lot more of the character in terms of the attire that she has on. So as you can see, guys, the artist getting in between her, which is something that I'm pretty sure most of us would aspire to do as well, or would probably be eager to do if we were given the opportunity, you know. And she's got a nose ring as well, so I get the feeling that she's probably one of those they-them types, possibly. It's a trademark sign of a they-them, but the things that she's missing is the hair color. She's missing that, so she doesn't have that blue hair color or the rainbow hair color that kind of gives her away. So I guess she's trying to trick us really at this stage. She's trying to keep things, I guess, in suspense and keep us wondering, guessing, and trying to figure out what's happening. But with this particular lady, you can tell that, again, she's very confident with him, very comfortable with him. And I think that's an important thing to have when you have a job that's as, I guess, intense as this guy is, you know, because it's one thing to, I guess, dress these ladies up, you know, and give them the support that they need. But it's another thing to do it in front of all these guys, because not only have you got to do their work, but you've got all this other pressure as well, because you can't slip up. And your measurements, your ability to be able to pick out, like, you know, the angles, the proper way to apply the black tape is extremely important. And again, the lady that's got her blinds on, you know, you can tell that she's got a lot of confidence in him, a lot of faith in him. Now I can tell that he's tapping her on the chest right now, you know, not in the way that we'd probably prefer, but still, he's tapping her on the chest. And one of the things I've noticed is that some of the taping does seem to be a little inconsistent in terms of where they're at. But again, with a show of this nature, I don't think that's that important. And you can tell by looking at the right and left side of her tapings, especially the top parts. But again, it's not where the focus is, guys. The focus is elsewhere. And you know this, and I know this as well. As you can see, he's working his way around from the top to the bottom, slowly getting his that tape set in. And she's now doing a Wonder Woman pose, or Superwoman pose, as they say. She's still maintaining his focus, you know, staying as still as possible. It's almost like it's art. It's art that's pretty much just being brought to life, guys, if you think about it. Because imagine like being like the Mona Lisa, right? And just sitting there and having to sit there still and wait for Da Vinci to paint you out, and you know, on that portrait. Like it's almost like that. But the thing is that this is a lot harder, because now you have to maintain a certain degree of focus. You have to have an ability to be able to stay still, even though your body probably doesn't want to. And you can tell with her, like, you know, she's still trying to maintain that focus as she moves her hands down, showing that she's at calm, she's at ease. The blindfolds come off. You can tell she's breathing slowly. And it's almost as if the blindfolds coming off is a way of to kind of bring her out, like, you know, bring her from the darkness to light, in a way. And she's also got a bright future behind her, guys. I mean, the cameraman doing an amazing job. You can tell she's still got her eyes closed. She still has that faith in him, you know, and which is something that, as men, is something that we really appreciate. As he gently grabs her hand. Cameraman blocking the view, he's not getting in there. But when you've got sharp knives like that, you've got to be very careful, because the last thing you want to do is do any sort of damage to the canvas. As he takes the blindfolds off, and there she goes. It's almost robotic as she walks forward, and you can tell she's got a very beautiful. She's a beautiful lady, you know. And those blindfolds kind of almost act like something to pull on, you know, especially if you're coming from the back. She's got an amazing walk as well. You can't complain. You can tell she really takes care of herself. You could definitely make a lot of waves with that particular lady over there as well. The artiste Gets on his knees. And for some reason puts something on the floor. Puts his coat on. Now, I'm not too interested in this part. I mean, and he shouldn't have the scissors in his mouth. I mean, what if he accidentally slips or like, you know, gags on something and the scissors go deep inside his mouth and give him an unbelievably painful cut, or if not fatal cut? That's the last thing we want. And that's a point out to all those kids over there. Don't put scissors in your mouth, kids. All right, it's not good. The only thing you should be putting in your mouth is these ladies' lips. You know what I mean? Both upstairs and downstairs. And this is an amazing lady at that. I sense a bit of silicone from this coming from this one. You know, she's got it hidden somewhere. I don't know where, but she's got it hidden somewhere. I can tell she's got a great future behind her, and there's no BBLs. I'm not sensing any sort of BBLs coming off her either. Now I've got this long leggy blonde coming through, and she's got an amazing figure, slender at the top, a bit top heavy at the bottom, which is exactly how I like it. She's got this very strong, stern look on her face, and again, with a body like that, you could definitely make a lot of waves, guys. You know, especially if you apply the right kind of oil. Center oil is pretty good. Another lady coming forward. Now again, with this particular lady over here, she's got this very butch type of haircut. Something tells me she's also got, I can sense silicone coming off this one as well, guys. But take nothing away from her, she's got a great future behind her, and I'm pretty sure, like any other guy out there, I'd probably want to get behind her and give her, you know, the support that she deserves. Now with this one over here, I don't know if you can see it, guys, but it almost seems like you can see her lips. Almost. You've got to pay a little bit of attention, but I'm a big fan of the attire. The outfit looks amazing on her. I mean, I think that the artist did an amazing job. It probably would have taken them a long time in order to get the measurings and everything right, as we've got another lady on her. Now, I think the chains are a bit unnecessary, but it does bring a different type of dimension to her outfit. She still looks amazing. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'd love to get to know her on a deeper level. I mean, there's no doubt about it. As we've got another lady coming in. Now we've got another lady, and this one, I'm not too sure, guys. She seems like a very slender lady, and it kind of seems like she's also got a bit of, I sense silicone off this one as well, for some reason. But I'm not complaining. I'm a big fan of the attire as well. You know, it just means there's something to uncover, you know? There's more mystery behind her. And we've got to solve that mystery, guys. And this one dancing around, she's got an amazing figure as well. And the ones that dance around always kind of give me this indication that they're down, you know? They're ready to get down. They love to have a good time. Very serious face on this one. And an even brighter future behind her as well. But it wouldn't deter me, especially if I want to examine her and get to know her better. This one, you can tell she's a natural. She's a bit rushed for my liking. Now, the artwork around her is also quite interesting as well. Again, with the lady at the beginning, she should have had oil on her, because that way it would bring out the glistening body and also like the colors in her and the artwork as well. Now, this is something that I really like as well. More my speed. Big fan of the tape. I think that's how it should be. You know what I mean? But I guess, you know, not every woman is as comfortable as these women are in their body and in their figure, and even, like, you know, in their emotional and, I guess, spiritual sense, to be able to show off their bodies in this way and show what they're made of. Again, more accessories coming out. Again, not complaining. I think it really does bring a different dimension to the outfit, especially with what this black tape project is trying to accomplish. Got another beautiful lady coming out. Amazing body, guys. And that white tape does bring a different dimension, you know? It's completely different. I mean, I can definitely make out the areolas from here. I don't know about you guys. She does seem to have a bit of artwork over there, here and there. But, you know, that's something that, you know, when you get to examine her on a deeper level, you probably figure out what she's made of. Another lady coming through. She understands that the hair is getting in the way of being able to show herself off. And she's got long hair as well, so, I mean, great future behind her, but definitely that long hair comes in handy, especially if you want something to pull on when you're trying to give her support from the back. And we've got this lady over here. Very minimalistic approach as well. The chains does bring, like I said, brings a different element out, but you can tell that this lady is very confident, has a really slow, steady strut, amazing face. You know, you definitely want to decorate that face, you know. You'd want to lubricate that face up with various forms of I guess, you know, sources, you know. As guys, we understand exactly what we mean by that. And you can tell by the look in her face, she's very confident. Now, this lady over here is a little different. You can tell she's quite slender, she's quite tall. She's got a very different type of walk, very slow. It seems forced, though, if I'm being honest with you. I have no idea what that gesture means, but maybe she wants to scissor. I don't know. It's completely understandable. I mean, if that's what she wants to do, then that's her business, and she's completely entitled to do it. As she walks away, I've got this other lady here, a bit more relaxed in her pose, but a serious look on her face. It's that dichotomy, guys, you know? She's telling the world that she's serious, but she's also relaxed in a way as well. And she doesn't want you to get confused by that. Now this next lady, she's got a smile on her face. You can tell she's the type of person that you could probably have a lot of fun with, you know? The hairstyle also kind of gives it away. Got all sorts of like nose rings as well. She probably uses they them pronouns. Slap to the cheeks as well. You can tell she's definitely down, guys. Bit of a freakier type. Obviously they get their footing wrong over there, but hey, I mean, it happens when things get like, you know, a little bit, when you're having a lot of fun. I mean, these type of things happen, but it doesn't take anything away from the show. This lady over here, a bit more serious, giving you that side eye, asking you what you're gonna do. Pretty sure most of the guys who are watching this probably know what they're gonna do. It's one of those things where it's about trying to take those intentions and trying to make them a reality. And again, very important. Easy to think about, hard to do, but commendable if you pull it off, I should say. Another stunning, brave woman turning around. Serious look on her face. Again, eyes that look like they can pierce straight through you. You know, probably be able to see your Jap's eye as well. No problem with that. She kind of leaves, but we've got this other lady over here. It's almost like an avatar type of look. As you can see, not so top heavy, but there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? You may call her all sorts of mean things like mosquito bites, flat chest, or whatever, but I think that's a disservice because she's still a human being at the end of the day. You know, and she still has a decent figure. I mean, like a lot of these girls over here, she just hasn't sold herself out and decided to, you know, implement silicone into her life, or bring silicone into her life, I should say. This lady over here, you can tell she's natural, that's for sure. You know, I know it's hard to tell nowadays, but she's a stunning figure. I mean, great personality. You can tell that she's a fun one that you'd probably want to hang out with. This one over here, she's got chains in the front. Very confident walk. Hands, does the old Wonder Woman pose, turns around, gives you a good old look at what you're interested in, and I can tell you I'm very interested. You can tell she's got a very toned figure and body on her as she walks away. I've got this lady with the one hand on her hip, indicating that she's very confident. Wonder Woman pose, very typical. She's got this look of like this arrogance on her as well, a bit full of herself, you know. But that's something that a good old pounding would probably be able to fix, you know. And I don't mean that in terms of abuse, guys. You know, there's only one way you should pound. There's only one way you should pound a woman, and it's not in that sense, guys. You know, it's only with love. You should pound them with love. That's the only way you should ever treat a woman like that. And you've got another lady coming in here. Now you can't make out the taping. It's kind of weird. It's almost as if like the areolas are like the taping. If that makes sense. Can't really get a good glimpse of the bright feature behind her, but the side angle does give a view of something you could probably grab a hold of pretty easily. Very talented. Now we can see another rerun of the ladies from the second round of the show, and again I'm amazed by the talent that we have, and also I'm really grateful for the cameraman showing us exactly what these ladies are made of, you know, giving us their best angles. Plays with her hair, great look. I mean, especially when you've got something to put your hand on in the middle. Now the ladies from the initial show come out. You know, the only thing that's missing is that these ladies, like, you know, obviously hugging each other and, you know, holding hands and jumping up and down. Possibly a pillow fight. Possibly, like, you know, just throwing water, splashing water at each other and like a sauna or something like that. You know, that'd be preferable. As you can see, these ladies are lining up, turning around, trying to make sure that the cameraman captures the best angles. They turn around, especially as you can see, they're turning around, making sure that, like, you know, we don't forget who they are and that we'll always remember them. Stunning woman all around the block. I mean, this is the type of stuff that many guys would dream to be able to, you know, help women with, and dream to be able to get out there and, you know, really make the difference in the world that they would aspire to. But only a handful of people ever get to do it, and this black tape project is a homage, I would say, to those guys and to these ladies who have put their bodies on the line and really shown us what they're capable of, and the ability for women to be able to show that, you know, they're not just, you know, they're not just there to, like, you know, help raise kids and things like that. They've got a lot more to offer, and shows like this really give us an opportunity to be able to see what they've got to offer, you know. And it takes a lot of confidence and guts to do that, guys. So that was that black tape project, guys, and that was the end of that particular video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing more black tape project type of videos in the future. This is Colorful Commentary, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.